Are you new to process safety management audits and feeling overwhelmed? Don't worry. This beginner's guide will help you to break down process safety management audits in detail. This guide breakdowns frameworks and the implementing steps. So these are the sections we will understand process safety management audits one by one. So the first is a core. The core concept is uh, the practical guide to understand PSM audits with the confidence. Process safety management is very important to prevent catastrophic incidents in the process industries. So here are six sections. First is the introduction, second is elements, third is preparation, fourth is documentation, fifth is findings, and sixth is post audit section, post audit actions. So I am Prajesh Pawar. I am competent person under the Factories Act and OSH code in the Maharashtra, and safety auditor under the Factories Act. So I am having 15 years of experience in the process industries for conducting audits, conducting different statutory testings, and legal compliances in the occupational health and safety. So first is the introduction. So in the introduction, there are three key aspects. The first is the compliance. The compliance means the PSM audit verifies whether the organization's process safety management system is being implemented as required or not just documented. In some industries, in some factories, it is noted that the process safety management system is only documented. In the field, it is very lagging. So the real compliance for the PSM audits is lies in the actual implementation on the field. Second is verification. This an audit is a systematic method to confirming that safety critical processes are actually working as intended. So many interlocks are provided to the process, but uh, actually the interlocks are not working. Actually protective layers are not working. So by this PSM audits we will able to verify whether the whether the confirming that the safety critical processes are actually working as it is intended. Then it is prevention. Third element is a prevention. So ultimate purpose of PSM audit is preventing catastrophic incidents before they occur rather than investing them afterward. So these are the three aspects in the introduction. So elements. In the elements there is a foundation is consist of, for the OSHA there are 14 elements together form a foundation of a strong process safety management system. If there is a CCPS, there are the four pillars and 20 elements under the CCPS. Then integration. So each element is interconnected, and weakness in one element can impact the effectiveness of a entire system. If you consider example of 14 elements such as organizations operating procedures, then process startup safety reviews, mechanical integrity, management of change, so every work permit systems, trade secrets, so all the each element is interconnected with the another element. So the weakness in one element can impact the effectiveness of the entire system. Then the third element is discipline. PSM succeeds when the organizations consistently follow the discipline built into all 14 elements. For the successful implementation of the PSM audits, PSM system, we have to consistently work on all the 14 elements mentioned in the PSM. Third stage is preparation. In the preparation, there is an important aspect is the planning. Successful audits begin begin long before the auditor arrives through the structured preparation and scheduling. Scheduling is done based on the criticality of the process. What are the raw materials in the process? What are the finished good is produced? What is the manufacturing process? What are the safety interlocks? Whether the PHA reports, so incident investigation data. So the auditor has to plan with the audit team particular to the dates and inform priorly to the organizations. Then second is readiness. In the audit readiness means ensuring people, process, records are aligned and available for the review. So making the alignment of the people, process, and the records is very much important, which creates the readiness of the audit. Then the third element is the ownership. So every department must take ownership of its PSM responsibilities rather than relying solely on the safety team. Most of the cases it has happened that the PSM audits will be done by the safety team, but does it responsibility of the safety team? No, but is the responsibility of the individual team, from the raw material handling, from the manufacturing process, from the utilities point of view, then the finished goods, storage area, warehouse. So every department is must take ownership of its PSM responsibilities of every element rather than relying on the safety team. Then the fourth is a documentation. In the fourth point, documentation part, there is a evidence. So document serves as a evidence that PSM requirements are being implemented effectively. Instead of having proper evidence, we are not able to focus, we are not able to record the evidences. Then the documentation part will be weakened. Then the traceability. The record should clearly demonstrate that what was done, when it was done, and who has performed it. So accordingly, documentation has, it shall have the traceability so that the valid document can be produced. Then third is accuracy. Accurate and updated documentation builds confidence in the integrity of the PSM elements. If the documents are not accurate, the documents are not updated, then the confidence, there is confidence will, it does not improve the confidence. This is the fourth aspect, documentation. Then finding related with the audit, PSM audit findings, there is a gap gap finding. Most audit findings arise from the gaps between the written procedures and actual workplace practices. Means what are the guidelines given in the procedures, what are the written procedures are given. So if there are gaps in, if the procedure, some procedure is given, and when the auditors are interacting with the operators and the operator is giving other process, then it is understand that there is a gap between the written procedures and actual workplace practices. The second element in the finding is consistency. So why considers the consistency? Because the consistent implementation across the departments significantly reduces recurring the audit findings. If there is a particular one audit finding related with the interlocks, and consistently that audit finding is repeated, then it is understand that the proper closure of the implementation is not done. Consistent implementation across the departments is not done. uh, in fact, it is significantly reducing the occurring of the audit findings. Then the third aspect in the finding is accountability. uh, Accountability is very important because clear out accountability ensures corrective actions are completed before they become repeat observations. Once the accountability is clearly identifies, we have to close the corrective actions, and then the corrective actions are completed before they become a repeated observations. So repeated observation is unnecessary. Opening the repeated observations demonstrate that there is a not clear accountability. Then this is about findings. Then post audit actions are very much important. So the true value of the audit is realized only when the findings are converted into the meaningful actions. Means the audit is conducted, and if we consider that the actions are not taken, then there is no value in conducting audit. So the true value of an audit is realized only when the findings are converted into meaningful actions. Then the learnings, the organizations should treat audit finding as opportunity to learn and strengthen their systems so that the actions can be implemented. And then the improvement is necessary. Continual improvement is required. The continuous improvement transform PSM audits from compliance exercise into the business strengthening processes. So uh, these are the six steps we have to must follow as a beginner's guide to PSM audits. So for more information related with the PSM audits, safety audits, and process safety management different tools, please like and subscribe this YouTube channel. Thank you so much.